everyone to another episode of our New Humanity Live podcast. And today I welcome Goran from Austria. He studied Logistic Management. Hi, Goran.
Hello,
Wonderful to
Anneke.
see you. Yeah, so he studied Logistic Management and he worked for a company for a couple of years. And right now he is fully focused on his spiritual path, not working for that company. So what are you doing? How does your life look like right now?
uh, Thank you for the introduction, Anneke, and for being here. Yes, I was studying for quite a while at the university, finished my studies and worked afterwards in a company. And it was during that time that I started to realize some things. And yeah, they the end result of it was to leave the company and to focus on myself. So I what I'm doing right now is I'm meditating a lot. I'm healing my body. I'm healing my emotions, and working in a whole on my energies. So what comes good in hand are the offers that new humanity, divine life offers, like the satsangs and the yoga retreats and all the programs. I've participated in the teacher training course, which helped me to work on myself and to dive deeper into spirituality, and I'm happy so far.
Yeah. I remember we met like a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, on a retreat in Gozo. You called it yoga retreat. Actually, they are not yoga retreats, but beforehand we talked that you call it yoga retreats in order to tell people what you're doing. Like, they're not into this kind of things. Yeah, and we met there, and so I know that just recently, before that retreat, you kind of started your journey, right?
Yeah, that's right. It was very recent. As you said, last year, actually, I started to actually admit in firsthand that there is something like spiritual happening. That there is not only the physical reality, like the reality of materials and forms, but there is really like a spirit within us, which is present all the time, and I realized many things that come with that. Before that, I was rejecting everything that was was about spirituality. I thought it's like a hoax, or it's just some. In best case, there are only like words, some good words for people, so they feel better. And why would I need that? If I need something good, I go for it. Why do I need someone to tell me something good? That was like my opinion about it, and I was actually quite angry about spiritual stuff. But maybe to go even further back, like how my life looked like before I actually dig into spirituality. I was simply like living the worldly life. I went to school, worked, I met friends, enjoyed also quite a lot my life, but also had a lot of unsatisfaction in my life, and negative emotions that were stuck, that I were not aware of them. And yeah, I had actually a quite nice childhood. I was quite happy, but life gradually kind of went down for quite a period, and it got even worse and worse. Like my emotional state, my mental state, and it got to a state where I realized like I'm not happy at all. Actually, I don't know if this is the person that who I am. This was more of a deeper feeling. I was not even that aware in the beginning. It was just like I knew something is wrong. I really felt that in different times of my life where I actually kind of achieved the things that I wanted to achieve. Like I was doing, quite good in school and in work. It was okay. And I had friends and I was doing that stuff that I actually wanted, but I still didn't feel in harmony. I didn't feel in peace. And again, it got worse. And then I realized it's not how I was. Like I had memories of how I was when I was a child, and it just felt different. And then I was just unsatisfied for a few months, like very very anxious in that period, and very also angry and very very stressed. Also, of course, from work and other things, and I just wanted to do something about it. I didn't know what and how, but yeah, I started to like look on the internet, like what is going on. I tried to figure out things, what is happening, what is actually all here. I tried to understand a bit about the universe, about the physics, about some laws. Like that's how I actually got into understanding of the, let's say, the world a bit. I simply tried to understand whatever. I didn't know what to understand, but I wanted to understand. And then I got a bit into emotions and understood, okay, there is something like fear, there's something like anxiety, there's something like negative emotions, but there are also some stuff like positive things. So why not try the positive things? And then I had a hard face to admit that I have like negative feelings, but you can work on them. And I give them a try. And I did that for a while, and it helped. And again, it was I had a phase last year, actually, at the beginning of the last year, for a few months where it was very bad. And I was already very stressed out, and I couldn't figure out the things because I have done already so much. I have worked on myself, and I've done self-help and worked on my emotion. It still was not that good. And somehow I just surrendered to everything. I just said, okay, I'm done. I surrender. And then in a certain moment, it opened up for me a bit. I remember very good back then. It felt to me like the universe was rushing through my head for like a few seconds. And I immediately, in that very moment, I knew like, okay, now it's going to be different. Now it's definitely different. And I kind of feel the release, a big release of everything. It still was not perfect, but I knew that something is waiting for me, and I will approach it. I will. Things will never be like that bad, like they were. That was the feeling for me, and that was last year in May. Yeah, I think I've told you about it. And it was in that time where I informed myself every day for many hours about whatever I wanted. And it was that time where I admitted there is something there. that's going within of us. So yeah, I could inform myself and find out about it on the internet, but I got stuck a bit. Like I had questions that I couldn't really answer within myself, so I seeked for help. For if there were people who wrote on the internet about that, so there is somebody who knows about it. And I tried to find someone, and I found Mindo and his enlightening content. It's I was there also still quite skeptical when I first encountered the topics from Mindo, because it was still quite new to me, and it took me again a month because until I could dig deeper into it. But then I got some courage, and I just wrote Mindo like, hey, let's do a session. And we did a session together, and he opened my horizon even more, opened to that point where I said, okay, I will join the retreat that year. That was last year in November, where I met you and all the other beautiful people there. And from then on, it became even clearer to me. I want to work on myself. I want to make things better. I want to know more about things that are happening within, but not only like with the mental plane, but with all the other like dimensions within ourselves, like the emotional dimension, all the energies that are happening. And I worked on them like the whole year. That's why I quit my job last year in December, so I could focus on myself, on who am I, what am I, what can I do about it, and also bring it into action.
Amazing.
So
I was so amazed, or all of us were so amazed when you joined the retreat like a year ago on Gozo. And just recently we met again on Gozo 1 year later for another retreat. How open your approach is, so open and natural, and it's amazing how you opened up doing that retreat. And meanwhile, it's very beautiful, special.
Oh, thank you. I found also very a community that was also giving me the space to be like that. So it was also not for me. I didn't also expect it like that. Let's say, but I felt like I was in a space where I can be also myself and say whatever comes into my mind, and I did that. I remember also last year, like I was also still skeptical. I remember saying like I don't believe that, and because I didn't, and one doesn't have to believe what he cannot believe. But if you find it out for yourself, if you like can compare and see how stuff unfolded, how things got different, how the stress got really lower, and you see yourself through the day, how we have more energy, how you're more positive, then the believing process itself just starts to vanish. There is no need. If you have seen, like, let's say, if you don't believe in big, I don't know, tigers or whatever, but if you see a big tiger, then why would you believe or not believe?
It's about experiencing, right? It's about experiencing it yourself, not about believing or when you heard about it. I think it's very healthy that you're skeptic until you feel it, you see it yourself, That's the best.
That was always like my approach, it's quite a safe way in a certain way, but it's also a very limiting way when you always like skeptic, whatever happens, then you kind of close a door for much bigger happening that is possible. yeah. It's like also with money. If you're a skeptic, that you will never like be, let's say, financial free, and then you're limiting yourself. You don't have to be financial free, but if you never believe in it, then it will be very hard to get free of it. And the same if you believe like you have to be in a bad emotional state, then it will be very hard to be free of emotional density. But if you at least keep an open door and say, I don't know, maybe, if you can say maybe or I don't know at least, then there is a possibility for it. So I like that approach now more than saying I don't believe it, but just say, okay, well, you know what, I don't know.
But I'm open for
I'm open for whatever.
That's very beautiful.
Yeah.
So during your journey so far, did you remember any special moments or shifts or deep insights? I guess a lot.
Too many.
But you mentioned some.
I can mention one we had together in the retreat. Like I think that's one of the bigger realizations for me so far. Let's call it the power of visualizing. Like that was a bigger opening for me in recent time, that you actually can be able to visualize whatever you would like to be true, like in that way. For me, that in former times was like being illusional, like, or being in the danger of getting illusional. But no, it's not about that. It's about visualizing a reality that you would like to be like that. Because if you can't even visualize, let's say, a happy state or whatever you actually want, like financial freedom or maybe harmonious relationships or whatever, you can't even visualize it, it gets hard. But if you can visualize, again, whatever you want, like health, if you can see yourself, how you're healthy, how you don't have the back pain, then this brings you one step closer to the way you really want it, to the reality. Or at least the steps that you can take to get there.
To create it,
to create it, actually. And that was very enlightening to me during the retreat, when I finally realized, oh, okay, so you like really put your whole focus on the desired outcome. If you're not already living it, you put it there and you automatically attract it towards you. Of course you do it. Because if you put,
especially if you also feel it. If you go a step further, you see it, you feel it, that it is already like that, then the creation just starts naturally to happen, kind of thing.
If you just put your whole focus on that, on, let's say, on harmony, on good relationships, then you're more about to attract them as well, and to be distracted from disharmony and stress and quarreling and stuff, because you don't resonate anymore with that. And one of the first steps is seeing yourself in that picture first. So I would say that's one of the bigger realizations in the last time that I had. But there are many like that, similar to them. One of the first for me was really realizing that actually there is something like the inner world and the outer world. So That's also something I would say many people are not too aware, but that's very also empowering when you realize your world is under your like commando. You can work with that. Yeah, you cannot that's easily be responsible for, let's say, another life. Yeah, you don't have to, but another life is like in the first hand the external happening, or whatever, like your environment, your house, or wherever you go. You cannot always handle that, but you can handle yourself. You can handle your emotions. You can handle your body. You can handle your mental happening. And that was one of the biggest realizations for me.
It's very empowering as well, right?
Very
empowering.
Yeah.
Realize that, because there's so
Absolutely.
much power.
Yeah. And you can change there everything that you want. You can improve in every way that you want. And first you have to like see it. First you have to see that it's like that. Because if you don't see it, then it's hard. Like if you don't see that you have a, let's say, messy room at home, then it's hard to bring harmony in it, like, to get it clean and stuff, because you don't even see it. So you have to do it by accident. That's hard. It can happen, but it's on accident. And that gives me also a lot of like what do I say? It makes me sure that whatever problem you have in your life, you can solve it if there happens a problem. It's better to not be in problems, but if there is a problem, I kind of have the assurance that whatever comes, you can deal with it. There is a way. That's what spirituality also taught me so far. Problems come, challenges come, but there is always like this assurance you will be able to deal with it. And what happens is you deal with it and you solve it, and you feel better. That's also a realization. It happens all the time like that, and it gets better and better and better. And what do you want more? Then it gets better and better.
That's really beautiful. And also with these levels of consciousness, literally your light of your consciousness grows. So you shine the light on it. Once you shine the light on it, you see more clearly, and you can resolve things and create your life more consciously. Just referring to the levels of consciousness, because it seems like you go through them very conscious. So it would be interesting to know, what are your experiences so far? Like, did you feel like some shifts when you moved to another state? Do you remember that? Like from inner wisdom or inner love?
I can see there are many things. It's as I started actually quite recently to dive deeper into spirituality last year, and also my spiritual awakening happened. It's quite clear to me how the things unfold, because they are quite recent also. So I already talked about the spiritual awakening. Back then I didn't per se know it's a spiritual awakening, but I knew something happened. Later I found out, like, I thought, like, is this an enlightenment, or what is that? And then I got into like, oh, okay, spiritual awakening seems like that. And of course after that I informed myself. Like, I spent about 3 months reading every day for a few hours about whatever I can. I was so interested. And that was obviously also the phase of inner wisdom, the phase where I gained wisdom also externally, but where also like my intuition started, and where I started to listen to my inner voice, from which I was not actually that aware at the beginning. But it slowly started, like there started something higher to tell me, hey, like maybe try that or do that, or what do you think about that? And for me it was maybe a bit strange, but I kind of was listening to it, because to whom was I listening? Am I crazy? Like that there is only me, and who is that? But it was like the intuition, the higher wisdom.
Higher
and
self.
Sorry?
Higher wisdom, higher self. Which is on a higher level. Higher self, I mean.
I started to trust it also, because it brought me so good insights and so good, it improved my life, because at first I was skeptical again, of course. But when you see, things get better, then why would you be skeptical to it? Like, let's say if you have financial problems and you listen to yourself and you start to gain money, and then you're still skeptical. Oh, you're solving your financial problems. Why be skeptical about problem solving? Like, be happy about it. And that's how I approach my relationship, like to the higher self. I was like, yeah, well, why not trust it? It brings me so good fruits. So I trusted it. And that's how it started for me, like to feel better in every way, and to got connected more to like to love, to to loving relationships, to a loving being. And that's where I started to bring more love into every aspect of my life. And that's where I'm right now, I would say. Like I see things that are not that in harmony with love, some happenings, some triggers, whatever. But I see that, and I see how it's heavy, and then I simply like give it my okay. I accept it and say, it's okay. It's like the 100 and 1,000 other times where I also said it's okay. Why not say once more again, it's okay. Like, I accept it. Just show it a bit love, and then it gets better. That's how it works for me.
Amazing. To finalize this, could you give like some advice for people who just started the spiritual journey?
I would say definitely be open about it. Trust yourself. See for yourself what is true, what resonates with you. And as long as you really honestly feel good about something, and of course you're not hurting someone in any way, then like do that. Trust yourself. And if you feel like you're stuck and you don't know what further you could do, ask for help. Ask for help from whoever you feel like he could help you. And ideally it's a spiritual teacher, actually, because that's someone who has gone that path, if you believe it or not, but that is someone who has gone through a lot of struggles and problems, and who has found a way how to deal with it. And that's a person who also decided to dedicate his life into teaching, to actually find a way, a method to bring his experience or her experience into other people's lives. So that's a person who knows a bit, and you can ask that person and just see if that person can help you. And it's always a good way, I would say. In my case, that was Mindo and Leon, who have a big wisdom, big love for everything and everybody, and one can experience it. You just have to be open about it, give it a try, and it doesn't have to be Leon or Mindo. It can be whoever resonates with you. But you have to ask for it. If you don't ask for it, nobody will even hear you, even if they want to help you, but they cannot hear you if you don't speak. So that would be my advice. Trust yourself, and if you don't know what to do further, ask someone who knows.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you, dear Goran. It was lovely to spend these moments with you. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And yeah, looking forward to see you in the next episode. Oh.